Welcome to Chelsea Daily. The sky above Cobham Training Center was bruised purple, the kind of winter evening that carried both cold and omen. Floodlights hummed, players' footsteps echoed across the damp turf. And yet among all the movement, one figure stood still. Cole Palmer, the young star who had risen from Manchester City's shadows to Chelsea's spotlight. But tonight, that spotlight felt dangerously close to burning out. Chelsea had been struggling. A run of inconsistent performances had piled pressure on the squad, and the board demanded answers. Rumors whispered through hallways, leaked into newspapers, and swirled through social media. Chelsea might be ready to make a shocking decision. No one expected that decision could involve Palmer, the player who had become a beacon of creativity and hope. But football, like fate, rarely played fair. The meeting behind closed doors. Inside a dimly lit meeting room, Chelsea directors sat around a long wooden table. Papers were spread out, statistics displayed across screens, and frustration hung thick in the air. They had concerns about tactical discipline, a supposed attitude issue, and a few training ground disagreements blown far out of proportion. "We need stronger leadership," one executive said sharply. "We need consistency," another added. "And we cannot afford passengers," a third concluded. Then came the suggestion that shook the room. "Maybe Palmer isn't as essential as we think." The sentence cut like ice. Palmer overhears the impossible. Outside the room, returning from a physiotherapy session, Palmer paused. Voices slipped through the thin space under the door. His name, his future, his potential dismissal. His heart hammered with disbelief. How could a player who had saved games, created chances out of thin air, and carried the club through dark moments suddenly be seen as expendable? Had he not proven loyalty? Had he not fought for every ball, every victory, every inch of blue glory? It felt like betrayal. Training turns tense. The next morning at training, Palmer arrived early, but there was a storm behind his calm face, teammates noticed. Passes were sharper, movements quicker, challenges heavier. Even Mauricio Pochettino, caught in the crossfire of board decisions and squad emotions, watched with a furrowed brow. During a small-sided game, Palmer dribbled past 3 defenders and scored with a cold, ruthless finish. No celebration, just a stare, as if sending a message: if you want to let me go, you will regret it. The turning point. Later that afternoon, Pochettino called him aside. "Cole, I know what you heard," he said quietly. "Football politics can be cruel, but you are not leaving Chelsea, not on my watch." But before Palmer could respond, the door opened. Sporting director Paul Winstanley stepped in, carrying a folder. "We reviewed the situation," he said. "The board had concerns, but after today, after seeing the numbers, after seeing your commitment, things have changed." He placed the folder on the table. Inside was not a termination letter. It was a contract extension. A new fire. Palmer exhaled, tension melting from his shoulders. The fear of losing everything had lit a fire inside him, one that would only burn brighter. He signed the papers with steady hands, then walked back onto the pitch with renewed purpose. From that day forward, he played like a man reborn. More goals, more assists, more leadership, more magic. The player they had considered letting go became the player they could no longer imagine living without. The lesson at Stamford Bridge word eventually spread among fans that something had happened behind the scenes. Though few knew the details, everyone sensed a shift. Palmer's performances became electric, fueled not only by talent, but by the fire of survival. Chelsea realized how close they came to making one of the greatest mistakes in their recent history, and Palmer, he understood that sometimes greatness is forged in the moments you nearly lose everything. Thank you for watching.